Hello, my name is Mo Sultani. I don't want to talk to you about business today. Rather, I want to talk to you about a different subject. I am originally from Iran and have been living in the United States for past 30 years. As many of you guys know by now, there is a movement slash revolution going on in our country called Women's Life Freedom. And the reason why it is calling Women's Life Freedom, I will tell you in a very short version of it and get to the point. About 2 months ago, a young, beautiful Kurdish woman came from Kurdistan, a city in Iran, to Tehran, the capital, with her family for vacation. She was walking on the street with her brother where moral police, yes, you heard it right, that's the only country where there is a police called moral police, has arrested this beautiful woman Mahsa Amini for not wearing her hijab correctly. They have been forcing our women for past 43 years, men's and women's, but particularly our women in our country have been more under very extra pressure. They have had no right as a woman. They took her to the custody as her brother was begging them not to do that. In the custody of moral police, she was beaten to death, almost dead, with baton and hitting constantly in her head. She has fallen down after they took her to the hospital and she was 3 days in coma. She passed away. That's where the movement started. 2 journalists have taken a picture of her when she was in bed of the hospital. These 2 journalists, they still in the presence of this mullah's brutal regime of Iran, and they telling them, you guys are spies, where they have only been doing their jobs. That's only the peak of an iceberg, how brutal and criminal is this mafia regime in Iran. The movement has started with women lives freedom because women are under extra tension and pressure in Iran, and that's the very first time in the world there is a movement has started that the women are the leader of the movement. Since past 2 months, people are on the street. Iranian people are on the street. Majority of them young people under 30 to 25 years old. They all on the street fighting this brutal regime empty-handed. This brutal regime of Iran, these mullahs, these mafias, I don't even know what to call them. They took over our country 43 years ago, stealing our resources, killing, torturing, and governing in Iran for past 43 years in such a beautiful country with so much money. Most majority of our people have become poorer and poorer overnight. And as time has passed, their life situation gone worse. Today, our money worth nothing. Inflation, it's above 60 to 70%. Very close what's going on in Venezuela. People are out of work and there is so many young people in Iran. They all against this brutal regime. This regime for past 2 months is killing our young people with bullets and with torturing them, hitting them with baton on the street to prove we didn't kill Mahsa back then. They killed another 400 to 500, which is reported. It's much more than that. Young people under age, from 10 years old, just recently at 10 years old, was shot in dead with his father in the car. They shoot the car where there is a child inside the car and killed a 10-year-old Kia. He was very intelligent, as everybody else was that intelligent. Girls, including Mahsa, that was the first one on the hospital bed in coma, died. Nikon was another one. So many people have been dead and killed with the government of Iran, tortured and killed. And there are more than 15,000 people jailed and imprisoned by now. In Kurdistan, just recently, artillery and the whole army went to the Kurdistan to fight with people that are empty-handed. They have killed hundreds and hundreds of people in Kurdistan over past 2 days. We call it a blood shower. Now, why am I talking to you, my friend? The world needs to get united. Every single person. When there is a movement going on, Black Lives Matters, the whole Europe, United States, and everybody gets united against it, which is right. But today, underage people are dying in Iran, and the Western countries, including United States, they not doing what is right to do. There is no difference between Iran today and Ukraine. In Ukraine, they are killing people, and Iran is helping the biggest dictator on the planet, Putin, by giving them drones and rockets to kill Ukrainian people, and they are killing our own people, particularly underage people in our own country. They're killing our civilians, 18, 19, 10, 14, 12. Such a beautiful people are being dead, shot to death. There were cases where they handcuff a person in front of the hospital that was shot, making sure nobody comes to open his hand, that he can go to hospital. He's tortured and he's bleeding to death. And these brutal people that they call themselves police, they stay there and watching that person to die. But the world is quiet. America, Biden cabinet, it's quiet. They are still talking about the negotiation of the nuclear weapons and atomic energy in Iran. There is no negotiation with terrorists. How hard is that? Somebody is killing people. All of us needs to become united, including you. We need to pick up the phone and call the senators that we have paid with our own money, with our taxes, and have them to stop dealing with these brutal people. The lobbyists, Islamic Republic lobbyists like Nayak, is walking inside the White House every day to normalize a terrorist government. Their sons, their daughters are taking Iran's money. They are in US, in Canada, all over the world, buying all the biggest and most expensive properties and spending the money of Iranian to make their own luxury life. They get visa to come to US, to European country, to Canada. Sons and daughters of this brutal regime authorities, including themselves, have green cards of Canada, green cards of United States and European Union. Why? Why a terrorist regime can do that? Where they're killing our young people on the street. Just search with hashtag Massa. You would not believe it with your own eyes what you see and what they are doing. Nazis were not as brutal as they are. So it's time to become united. Stand for our government and ask them to stop negotiating and talking to the brutal regime of Iran Islamic Republic, which is not belonging to Iran. They are a bunch of mafias. That they took over our country and with the name of Islam start governing there, killing, torturing, and jailing people. Our resources are all gone. The weather, it's poisoned. It's so bad, you cannot breathe anymore. Our lakes are dry because of abuse. I don't know how to explain this. This is all on the internet. Thank God it's a technology and you can go see it for yourself. But if we are a human and we see what's going on over there and see how the Western countries and United States that they're calling themselves democrat countries and human rights. United Nations in New York is giving visa to these murderers to come to United States, to Raisi, the president of Iran, talk in United Nations. How dare can you do that? Why would you give a terrorist a visa to come to United States? The Senate of Iran, 275 people vote to kill everybody that is in present, that is shouting for their freedom on the street. They're asking to execute all these people that they were arrested on the street. Few days later, few of them are in the United States talking with the United Nations and United States authority to normalize everything again, one more time. It's not the first time. When Obama was here in 88, Iranian 88, which is at Obama time, Iranians were on the street. Back then, it was shouting for their freedom. And Obama instead give pallets of cash money to these mullahs just to sign a deal with them and let them country know I signed a deal with Iran. But ever since, Iran has been having this money to develop more and more bombs and rockets, and they're getting closer than ever to have an atomic bomb because of the money that Obama gave to them. And he thought he's signing a contract with them that they will stop. How simple he was. Or what was the benefit that he did this? If we stay quiet today and we don't become united against this government of Iran, the whole world doesn't become united, the world is in danger. They're not going to stop it there. See what they're doing right now, what they did in Syria. They help the biggest murderer, Bashar Assad, to kill more than 500,000 Syrians. Where Qasem Soleimani, who was shot to death with President Trump back then in Iraq. Thank God he's not here today. And thank to Trump that killed that motherfucker. See what happened there. See what is happening in Iraq. How many American soldiers were killed in Iraq because of Qasem Soleimani? And because of the people that they work for, the Persian government, my country, the Persian government that has no authority to govern our country. There are many Americans dead on the street bombs. Nobody tells you that. Just you need to research that and you see it yourself. But still, they are talking about negotiation rather than becoming united and finish this brutal regime. George Bush went to the Middle East, spent all of our money, American dollars, to invade Afghanistan and Iraq, the only two countries that in Middle East were standing in front of the mullahs because they were Sunnis, and Iran mullahs are Shia. The only two countries like Saddam Hussein and the Taliban that they were there, and they were the only two countries were bringing a balance of this terrorist regime of Iran. George Bush has got rid of both of them and give Iraq in the golden plate to Iran as a gift, or what? Why did he do that? Money, politics and money. So it's time for us as an American citizen to stop this. I'm a Persian American citizen, and each one of us has to stop it by picking up the phone. That's the minimum we can do, and call the people that they're supposed to represent us in the democratic countries and ask them to stop negotiating, to throw out the Western country, European Union, to throw out the ministers and the embassies of Iran. Why a terrorist regime still have embassy in France, England, Germany? German has been selling technology to Iran to listen to people's phone conversation so they can go grab all the journalists and all the people that they are only looking for freedom and jail them or kill them under the torture. Open your eyes. All of us needs to open the eyes. It's time to open up our eyes and become united. The regime, Islamic Republic, is the biggest terrorist regime in this world, and they will continue to destroy the world. They want to destroy Israel. They say Israel should not exist. How dare can you say a country shouldn't exist? They want to bomb. They're looking for the weapon of mass destruction. Obama thought he made a deal, negotiation, but ever since with the money they got from Obama, they have become more and more close to their building atomic bombs. Today, I'm so sad. I can't sleep at night because I see kids are dying in Iran with bullet in their heart. My heart is breaking with baton on their head. What can I do? Today in United States, I cannot fly, go there and fight because they won't even let me get out of the plane. They kill me right there in the airport. But please become united and don't let that happen. I beg you, don't let that happen. All what I could have do was printing lots of t-shirts with the message of woman, life, freedom. Lots of them. And pass them on in the demonstration that has been going on in all over the world. The biggest one was in Berlin, like about a month ago, when I went to that. And there were more than 100,000 Iranians shouting, screaming, dead with the Islamic Republic, and calling the name of Mahsa Amini, the first one that the movement start with her name. Her name has become a secret of this revolution. But we can do nothing alone. We need your help. Our people are dying. Please help. Please become united. Women's life, freedom, it's what they are shouting for. We want Iran to be a free country, a democratic country like everywhere else, like it was 43 years ago when Shah was there. My father was among the very first victims that was executed in Iran because he was in the Shah army and he loved his country and he didn't want to run away. He was executed, political execution, because he didn't want to say mullahs are the right people for our country. He fight it from the very first day. Today, the world is responsible. With all the social media that we have today, nothing can be hidden anymore. Everybody sees what's going on. Each one of us are responsible. If Black Lives Matters has become such a huge deal, and so many people are dying in Iran, young, 10, Kian just died, he was only 10. Nikon died, she was only 18. She was a beautiful girl that wanted a free life. She wanted to live normal like every other girls in this world. Mahsa, a Kurdish girl that wanted to live normal. And thousands more. Hadith, another beautiful woman. Mehshad, a guy who was a happy cook. He was a chef. He had a tough life, but he was happy. So let's become united. And I hope something comes out of that. And we all do something about it. Women's life, freedom. Thank you for listening to me. And I hope I'll see reaction. Pass this video as much as you can. And don't let in 2022 teenager be dead with the bullet of a government. Thank you.